It just seems like marriages left and right are just really crumbling. And Tia Mowry and her husband, Cory Hardrict, are no different. But apparently, he seems to be reminiscing about his longtime marriage to Tia shortly after she publicly revealed the exact moment she knew that she wanted to file for divorce. He hopped on Instagram Live. Though he did not utter a single word during Thursday night's live stream, the 43-year-old seemed to say quite a bit. Nas' new song, Reminisce, played from his car radio as he sat silently in the driver's seat. Some of the lyrics of the track include Reminisce, relationships ain't the prettiest. I was stuck on silliness. Was it love that I was really in? We don't know until it really ends. But then it's too late. Reminisce. So the actor's fans flooded his comment section with the words of encouragement, writing things like, well, we're still going to hold you down and support you and praying for peace and blessings. Everything will be okay. Regardless, she still loves you. And King, stay strong. All of those kinds of things are what they were encouraging him with. I find it very hilarious. And the reason why I say hilarious is because a lot of times these individuals end up destroying their own marriage, especially the men who have the women who have pretty good, followings, and then they run out and do these things. We see this stuff in the entertainment world time and time again. Well, Hardrick's very telling social media activity came one day after Mowry, 44, spoke candidly about the quote unquote awakening that she experienced before making the decision to pull the plug on their union. Quote, I knew I knew when I really started to focus on my happiness. This is what the sister alum told actually it's Hoda and Jenna Bush on Wednesday's Today Show. She continues with, I feel like women, we tend to focus on everybody else's happiness, making sure that everybody else is okay, meaning our children, our friends, our family. But at the end of the day, it's all about self love. And when you really start to work on yourself, love yourself, know your value, know your worth, then all of a sudden there's this awakening, she says. Mowry cautioned that the journey that follows such an aha moment is hard, but noted it's so worth it. The actress told Miss Hoda, whatever, and the other girl that there was this sadness surrounding her and acknowledged that the simultaneous losses of two loved ones served as a reminder that life is short. And she also added that she was in therapy when she made up her mind about ending her 14-and-a-half-year marriage, which she still considers to be a success. Uh, Mowry filed for divorce on October the 4th, citing irreconcilable differences. She posted a statement on social media later in the day explaining that she and he were going their separate ways, and she asked the judge for a joint physical and legal custody of their two children, son Cree 11 and daughter Cairo 4. The two tied the knot April of 2008. Now, I do know that as far as this couple is concerned, and hey, Janae, the purpose of me even bringing it up is I saw Anton had talked about this, about her on the Hoda show. And then I also see that they're going to be covering it tonight at Fight Club. But I really wanted to chime in because he is obviously guilty about something. And I know that that part won't be heard in many different forums. There are going to be many forums that just say maybe she was, selfish, or maybe she was just wrong, or, maybe he just needed one more chance. I have heard rumblings of people saying that he was he was a cheater. Okay, I'm not going to say, but that's what I heard. That's alleged. Okay, because I don't know. She said irreconcilable differences. But here's what I really want to say. When we say for better or for worse, and I don't know if that's what their, Val said, but the majority of people do say that. What does that entail? What does that mean for better or for worse? And again, I don't want somebody to stay someplace that they're not happy because the lady is rich as a dog. So she can do whatever she wants to do. Okay. Yeah, she did seem very excited. Yeah, Risa. Yeah, she was on that show with Hoda and the other girl. She was very excited to talk about the demise of her marriage. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, she's rich and who cares? But the fact is that these trends are actually bleeding over into the real world, where you've got women who may have had a situation with a spouse who's out there doing whatever he was doing. Because I know he was in some smaller budget movies. So he has not been acting, and hasn't been making the money that obviously she and her sister have amassed over the years. But I do think that people look at her and they look at all these other women that are now married and getting divorces or whatever, to include the football player guy just recently. And people get to saying, well, gee, if they can do it, I can do it too. Woman, don't be stupid. These chicks have millions of dollars under their belt, and nobody is coming to rescue you like people are going to come and rescue her. She's got a sister. She's got a whole network. Not only that, if all of those people went away, she's still got boatloads of money. You don't have all that. So my question is, at what point do we take the term for better or for worse seriously? And what do we do with it? What does it look like exactly? What exactly does for better or for worse look like? For richer or for poor? What does it look like? And do people really understand that before they get married? I mean, if he's going upside your head, you better run. Don't be no fool and sit there and take a butt beating. But if it's just a matter of, knowing what you're married when you married him, you married a bad boy, you know that. She knew that. She knew she married a bad boy. And she know what bad boys do. But see, a lot of young ladies get into this, they get enraptured about getting a specific type of guy, and then they get with him, and then he acts exactly like who he is. Chances are he's never changed his stripes. He never changed his thought process. He's never changed. Chances are he's been who he has always been. But at one point or another, she decides enough is enough. I can't take anymore. I don't want to deal with it. And then she's out of there. And after she's out of there, that's fine. Then after she's out of there, now she's left to have some kids that are going to be snatched up by the entertainment industry eventually, one way or the other. One way or the other. Those kids are going to be snatched up by the entertainment industry somehow, some way. And maybe, just maybe, if she were still with that guy, no matter what his issue was, because remember, she married him knowing who he was. She married that cat knowing exactly who he was and exactly what he was made of. So at what point do we say, okay, for better or for worse means I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to stay there. Here's a picture of the cat. I want to look at him. There's so many ads here, though. I don't like that. But this is him right here. He's obviously one of those gentlemen who are, he's a pretty boy and busy, very busy. And so here he is. Let's take a look. Let's just have a gander, shall we? Let's have a gander. There he is. Now, I'm a person who reads photos and reads the personalities around them. No, I don't think they understand it either, Janae. They really don't. And the sad part is that everything is going to be put in her lap. Everything is going to be put in her lap. Everybody's going to say she's wrong. What I'm saying is, at what point do we say for better or for worse? Here he is sitting up on Instagram crying like a baby, soaking basically, listening to all the music. You should have been listening to the music when you was out there doing what you were doing. I always ask on both sides. Okay, sis, what did you think for better or for worse meant? Well, I didn't think it was going to do this and I didn't think it was going to be that. Okay, well, obviously you've never experienced worse. And then I look at the man and I'm like, okay, so you say the chick that you was dealing with, she really wasn't nothing. Was it worth it? Was she worth it? Because now it's cost you all. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if he is going to be one of these cats that say, I need money, I need half, and rightfully so. Anything that they gleaned while they were together after the 2008 marriage, unless she had a prenuptial agreement, rightfully so, he needs to have some of it. But if she asks for joint custody, all right, joint custody and all that stuff, what does that mean for him financially? He hasn't worked. I haven't seen him do anything. They say that he just sat there listening to Nas's Reminisce song. As he just sat there quietly. Well, you shouldn't sit quietly, brother. He says he did a lot of stupid stuff. All right, so you did a lot of stupid stuff. So you're admitting it. So that means if you're going to admit it, then everybody else that'll listen to the story after, read the page 6 article, look at the Hoda video that she was on. All right, that showed that she was on. Then they are going to not ask those crazy questions because you just got through saying you admitted that you were wrong, basically. You said you did some foolish things that you shouldn't have done. Okay, but no one is gonna look at that fact. You know why? Because the world is so jimmy rigged right now that what they should be doing, what she should have done, is kept her marriage to herself, dealt with it. If she was going to make the decision to leave, then she should have left it alone. But because the industry that she's in needs for these people to come and step up so that they can ruin the lower people's lives, right? Because they're stars, they're idols. Stars and idols are up above everybody else, allegedly. And so they're going to need them to stand up and say, I got a divorce because I needed to work out for me. I needed everything to work out for me. The me-ism of it all. I say it all the time. I've told my kids over and over again, and I made up a little meme that I have, and it reminds me of the Max Headroom glitch that he used to have, a big head on the screen and he would just glitch. My. So that's what I do. My, me, my, I feel, I need, I, me, my. That's what she sounded like when she said, I knew when I really started to focus on my happiness, not the happiness of your children. See, both of y'all wrong. Not the happiness of her children, not the happiness of the family around her, not the happiness of anybody but her. And the sad part is that those children are going to grow up without the father in totality, and the mother and the father together. So who's going to be there to heal them up? Because our actions inevitably roll down into the child. And we just tell the child, okay, you're going to be all right. We maybe put them in a little class somewhere where they can talk to somebody, put them in a little treatment or whatever where they can talk to somebody. And then what ends up happening is the child is now screwed up in the head. The child grows up with issues. She knew what she was getting. She knew what she was getting when she got him. So how come she don't have to stay with him? Y'all be staying with yours. Y'all be staying with yours. Why come why is she any different? Why? She knew what this was. She knew exactly what she was signed up for. So why isn't she held with her feet to the fire as well? Why? That's the question. What does it mean? What does it look like? Till death do us part. Oh yeah, I'm going to be with you forever. So this is going to be the topic tonight on This Is Fight Club. And shout out to Anton Daniels and everybody that's over there in those neck of the woods. They're going to talk about this. And I do know that it's going to all slant to her. It's going to all slant to her. I don't know, artist. I had to block that bot from this side. I need to come over there and make some mods. Hold on just a second. I can make a couple. Hold on just a second. But that's just the deal. And that's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to look at it. It's definitely going to be all on her. Well, because she's the one in the limelight. But you know what? Here's the thing. I think a lot of people should just be honest. If you're going to get up there and stick your business out there in the streets, then if you stick your business out there in the streets, you need to be completely 100% transparent. You need to be 100% transparent. You don't get up and just say, oh, we have irreconcilable differences. Because what's going to eventually happen when you go out saying, Janae, you got a mod wrench. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up looking like a fool, because what's going to happen is that big mouth girl, if it was a chick he was dealing with, let's just say for example, he was dealing with a woman And she got tired and Tia got tired because she was just fed up with him, out there being with women, allegedly. I don't know what the deal is. I'm just going to use this as an example. Well, now she's gone out here and tried to play Miss Dainty, talking about, oh, we just have irreconcilable differences. And then old girl comes back out and says, no, it ain't no irreconcilable differences. I took her man. Or, no, it's not irreconcilable differences. I'm the reason why they're not together anymore. She wants to try to go out there. Maybe she's been an Instagram thotter. Now, all of a sudden, she needs to have somebody pay attention to her. So it's going to make you look pretty stupid because you got out here and gave your personal business in the first place, which nobody really needed to know. And now the plot thickens because now everybody knows half of your story. So whatever the story is, it's all Hollywood. It's a very sad thing when you see somebody who's been married since 2008, I believe. 2008. And then the marriage is just done. It's just irreconcilable. It's just irreconcilable. We can't reconcile this. What can't you reconcile? Well, we're going to find out in a minute. But you knew this brother hadn't done anything professional in a minute. You knew this brother hadn't made no money like that in a minute. This is her here. And I don't understand why you would even go on and talk about something like this without getting to the nitty gritty. I don't understand that. She said there was this sadness surrounding her and acknowledged that the simultaneous losses of two loved ones served as a reminder that life is short. Look at this. Look at her family. Look at her. And now let me go ahead on and play devil's advocate here because I don't know exactly what happened, but here's the deal. What you do know is she's got more money. What you do know is she was doing a lot of busy work. I don't even know which one this is. This isn't the one that was on that show because the one that's on that show, isn't her husband like Greek or something like that? The one that was on the television show? So this is the other one. Yeah, this is the other one. All right, so you see that family right there. You see him. You knew what he was all about. You knew what was going on. But now who's going to be there to pick up the pieces for them kids? Because see, you're going to be grieving in a way, but you're not. You're going to be running around here with your nose all up and your snoot full, your nose all full, thinking you're the business. He's going to be broken because if he did do something, most men, those that are normal, will be regretful when they lose that good thing for a thought. If you're out there in Thought Nation, hey Esther, if you're out there in Thought Nation and you go out here and you lose your good thing over that Thought Nation woman, then yeah, you're going to rue today. And he don't have that kind of money where he can just say, hey, I'm going to just be like a baller, like a basketball player, and I'm going to get thought after thought. Now, you're going to definitely get as much as you want because dudes can. But here's the deal, madam. You're leaving your husband, and he's probably not even with that woman that he was messing around with. Because they're not going to go be with somebody like that. Most of them, not all, but some. Most men, once they go out here and lose their marriage over some tramp, they're not gonna go sit down with that woman. She ain't got nothing. She probably poorer than you. What can she offer him? You needed to sit your rump down, no matter, I don't know what it is, unless he was putting his hands on her. Okay? You need to go sit yourself down someplace and listen to some people with some wisdom, because you got that beautiful little boy and that beautiful little girl and now a broken husband. Y'all done all toe up and broke up. You all toe up and broke up because you didn't think rationally. I don't know the deal. I'm telling you, I don't know the deal. I know she's going to take the brunt of it from the manosphere. So, sister, you just going to get what you get and you're going to have what you got when they get a hold to you, because they're going to tear her from limb. It's not going to be anything. She's going to be looking like Jezebel, just fingernails and hair rolling down the middle of the road. But the truth about the matter is this goes on and on and on and on and on. And oftentimes when it happens in the public eye, I know for a fact that it's happening. So that way they can get a whole lot of people on their side and get a lot of young, malleable, like a little piece of metal that they can just hammer into their own way. A lot of young, manipulating, and girls who can be easily manipulated to listen to that trash. This girl got millions. Young women out there, don't you do what she does. Don't do what you better get someplace and think. You better get someplace and sit down, because that brother, sad, but he done lost the best thing, and she's lost a good thing, because whatever they saw in one another, it's good. It was good. It was good. It was good when they had it. And so I know tonight, once they start talking about this topic, they are not going to let her go. It's going to be, well, he was a man. She made more money. She probably didn't let him have his freedom. He probably felt emasculated, or because, she had the money and he didn't. Well, he married her. He knew she was rich. He married her. But that's not how it's going to be. They're gonna run her for filth. They really are. They really are. She wants joint physical and legal custody of their kids. Now, I'm not a lawyer. Is there anybody out there that can tell me in the chat, is he going to get any money? Is she going to get any money? Does anybody get any money when you do the the joint physical and joint legal custody? So apparently he's not a bad dude. It was nothing physical, obviously. We can cancel that out. Remember I said if he's not going upside her head? Okay, so we can cancel that out because she's asked for joint physical and joint legal. So we already know she would not put her babies, in the hands of Hannibal Lecter. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. But what she would do is roll up if it's another chick. Unless another chick with a baby would do it too. Again, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Nothing. I'm just saying if that was the case. If that were the case. Okay? Yes. Absolutely, Trump said. Right here. Set that ego down and reconcile. Pretty much. Because you'll look up here and it'll be another 20 years and pass by and your babies will be grown and gone. You guys are you get so settled after a minute, even though he may be rotten in the beginning of the marriage, or he may have had some bumpy times and vice versa. When you sit yourself down and reconcile, the way that Trump said, you find out that those times are really and truly and honestly, when they say time goes by fast, it does go by fast. It does. But now ain't nobody going to be with her. They're not going to be with her because she's her. They're going to be with her because she's her. She going to either be an old stale chick out here with no man to boot, turn into a spinster. The children are gone. She's put her whole life into the kids. There's nothing left. And then after there's nothing left of her. I'm sure a lot of people do get remarried and all that other stuff. I know a lot of these stars do. They remarry. They recycle each other. But she's going to end up being one of those chicks that are married now, and then she's going to get a divorce later again. Nothing, didn't work out right. He and she didn't agree with one another. Another irreconcilable differences type thing. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden she's gone again. But that's what the topic is. It's going to be tonight. And I already know what's going to happen. I guarantee you guys, when they are done running her over there on This Is Fight Club with Anton Daniels tonight, when this topic comes up, it's over. It's over because it will be the woman's fault. But the truth about the matter is, if she's the one who filed for a divorce, they're onto something. She's the one that filed for a divorce. So in that case, they're onto something. Those children, she should have waited. We already see that he's not an ogre because she would not ask for joint custody, physical, and, the financial piece. She wouldn't have done that if he was crazy. She would have definitely put that out there. Oh, for the safety of my children, I moved on. That's what she would have done. She would have done that for the safety of her children. Okay. So you guys go check it out tonight. This is Fight Club. But it ain't for the faint at heart. Don't go over there thinking you're going to get the clutching your pearls. Your grandmama's pearls. You're going to get the clutching them. You're going to get your feelings hurt if you go over there thinking it's going to be mamby-pamby or a walk in the park. It's definitely not. It is the manosphere. There are men And they're going to say how they feel. And they're not going to hold. There's no holds barred. None of that. They're going to say exactly how they feel. They're going to say exactly what they think. Okay? I do too all the time. Okay? So I'm just letting you guys know that if you go over there this evening, please do not expect it to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be anything that's a really, it's not the monastery, it's not a church, it's none of that. All right? They do use they use their language very colorfully. So that's what I have to say. I just wanted to, talk about the fact that, how he came out and he was very ominous, and how he came out and he was very guarded and very somber. And of course, you know what? And here's what I'm going to say before we get off here. They were saying that there were a lot of people saying all these wonderful things about him. Oh, you're still a king. You're still all this and that. That wasn't nobody but a whole bunch of somebodies who was looking for somebody that they could possibly cajole to see things their way. Well, he's single now. She didn't want him. Maybe he'll deal with a regular gal. No. If he's dealing with somebody off the Instagrams or off the Twitters or Twatters or off the Meta, Facebook, he's looking for somebody from the Thotteration Nation. The Thotteration Nation. He's looking for a thought. He's looking for a baddie. He's not looking for somebody just sitting up there. Okay, R. Jones. R. Jones said the throne sniffers. But that's how they are. Oh, king. Oh, you king. You're still a king. You ain't never knew this boy. When's the last time you watched one of those movies he was in? One of those movies that he was in that you wouldn't even be able to name. So that's exactly who that was. That was a lot of women that are desperate, that comb through the recesses of all of the rejected men on Instagram. Let's just comb through, shall we? Let's smooth it out a little bit. That's exactly who that was. Oh, you're going to be all right. We still got your back, king. And then they go over there to Melanie Holt's ex-husband's page. And they, king, it's going to be all right. We all make mistakes. They don't want you. None of these men want you. If they didn't want the woman they was with, and both of them chicks were off the chain women, then they're definitely not going to want you. Get your own. All right, you guys, I just wanted to go ahead and read that to you. I'm going to go over here and hang out with them for a little bit this evening, but I just thought that I would bring that to you just to say, what does it mean? Till death do us part, for sicker, or, for in health or sickness and health, richer or poorer, you're losing your mind, you're losing your hair, you're wide, your hips is wide. What does it all mean? It's very hard to be in a friendship, let alone a marriage, without noticing the person changing around you. All right, you guys. Remember what we always say on any Felicia Lockhart publication. Hey, Drea. Aw. Remember what we always say on any Felicia Lockhart group publication, and that is that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High Yah. You guys take care of yourselves, and you take care of one another. And until you and I see each other again, please continue to be blessed. Lockhart Perspective.